everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lainey. Thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I filmed this look for a get ready with me. I used a lot of items in my project pan and shop my stash, so if you want to know how I got this look, or I talked a lot about like true crime, Buzzfeed Unsolved, things like that. If you are interested in watching, then just keep watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you never want to miss another video from me. Alright, so I am going to start with my base, and after this I'm filming, which should already be up prior to this, but it's my update to my roulette pan collab, so I'm using a few items from that so I can get a couple more uses, because a lot of my items in that project are number based. So yeah, first we're going to start out with my primer. This is the Milk Makeup Primer. The Hydro Grip, and I've actually been enjoying applying it to a brush and then onto my face. I don't know, I don't really like to touch my face and I'm breaking out like crazy, so yeah, just gonna apply it all to my face. This is please ignore this band-aid on my hand. My hand is so dry and cracked from like washing it, and it's like really bad on the side of my hand. Yeah, today is Sunday. It's actually Easter. Weird Easter, right? If you celebrate. I don't really celebrate, but my family usually gets together. But we're not this year, obviously, because quarantine. It's like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Been kind of a lazy day. I'm just gonna let the Hydro Grip Primer like just settle for a couple minutes before I put my foundation on. I find it works best that way. I had a 3-day weekend. My work usually gives us Good Friday off. So I've been pretty lazy. I have spent a lot of time watching Buzzfeed Unsolved, like I found a playlist that had all of the episodes from the very beginning in chronological order, and I've just been binge watching them. I think I was halfway through the Vulture-Mine episode when I stopped to help my boyfriend clean up the bedroom a little bit. Probably gonna start watching those again after this. And I've also, what else? Oh, I watched Parasite last night. It was so good. I'm gonna start doing my foundation now. This is the e.l.f. Selfie Ready foundation brush. My favorite way to apply foundation, and I'm just using the NYX Born to Glow. This is my regular project pan. Trying to get more use out of it. I'm not really feeling the coverage of this, but I'm also not going anywhere. I'm probably going to take this off relatively soon, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, last night my boyfriend and I watched Parasite, and oh my god, that's probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was so good. Like, every time you would try to guess like what was gonna happen, like something completely wild would happen. It was so good. It's on Hulu if you haven't seen it. It's honestly one of the best movies I've ever seen. And it's not like super scary. Like, the only part that really kind of freaked me out was, I'm gonna try to say this in not a spoilery way, when they were showing like when the youngest son like saw the ghost. It's not like a ghost movie, but that was like the only part that kind of freaked me out, just because like the visual of it. But it was such a good movie. Oh my god, you have to watch it. I'm not gonna do foundation, or I'm not gonna do concealer because I don't feel like it. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. This is not in my Shop My Stash, but I'm just reaching for it for this particular look. And then I've been using for powder this e.l.f. powder brush, very simply named. But yeah, Parasite was so good. My boyfriend and I have been meaning to watch it for a while now, and we did. It's kind of a long movie, but it's worth every minute. I kind of regret not doing concealer because of this spot and this spot and this spot, but whatever. I'm breaking out like crazy and it's super annoying. I was gonna use my cream blush, but I already put powder on, so I'm not gonna use it. I could try, but it's fine. And so then I'm just gonna go into this blush from Tarte. This is in the shade Paarty. This is in my regular project pan. Look, I have some pan on it. I'm super excited. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish it this year, but who knows? I have to use quite a lot of this to get it to show up. I like a lot of blush. So who really knows? It's also kind of old and I feel like kind of dried out, so yeah. What else? I've mostly been watching Buzzfeed Unsolved, but I also watched Blackfish for the first time, which is an older documentary. It's the one about SeaWorld and why it's unethical to have orcas in captivity. It was so good. I never watched it when it came out, which is surprising because I'm really big on animal rights, and I've been a vegetarian for like almost 5 years now. And I'm just like really passionate about animal rights and, animals in captivity. So I'm surprised I never watched Blackfish before, but oh my god, it was so good, but also so emotional. For obvious reasons. It's talking about orcas in captivity, but also like when orcas like attack the trainers, and it was a really, well, I mean, every documentary is gonna be biased to whatever point it's trying to make, but I felt like it was such a well done movie. And yeah, orcas definitely do not belong in captivity. I have mixed feelings about animals in captivity. I think there are certain animals that do not belong in captivity. Ideally none of them. However, I think accredited zoos are okay, and especially if they're doing good work and conservation work and things like that. But like things like Joe Exotic Zoo from Tiger King, I think orcas and dolphins and elephants especially, like they don't belong in captivity. That's just my opinion. I think zoos can be a really good thing, but some animals just don't belong in captivity, and I think orcas and dolphins and elephants, like these highly intelligent animals, do not belong. So that's my 2 cents. I was also gonna do bronzer, which I never do. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it. This is another BH Cosmetics brush. This is the number hasn't worn off of this one, but it's number 2. I really like these brushes. My brushes are mostly BH Cosmetics and e.l.f. I have a couple Colourpop ones. That's pretty much it. I have a couple Wet n Wild ones, but I don't recommend that brand anymore. That's pretty much it. And I have a couple random ones, but yeah. This is the not milk. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is like a little mini that my mom gave me. Yeah. I'm not like a bronzer person really, but I like kind of want to start using this up, so I'm like unofficially panning it. I have this bronzer. I have my Makeup Baked bronzer, and then I have like this little like Tarte palette my mom gave me that has like a shimmery bronzer and a matte bronzer in it. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get into bronzer. I don't know, I'm so pale, I just feel like it looks weird. I'm going to go into my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. Guys, really it's just like around the edge. Like I am so close to finishing this. The e.l.f. highlighting brush, my ideal brush, needs to be cleaned. I'm just gonna dust it over my cheeks. I just turned the light on. I didn't even adjust it to see if it worked, but it looks fine in the screen. It's a little overcast today, but hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, so that's the face done. So we're gonna go into the eyes, and I really have no plan. I should use this one thing I should use this, which is in my Project Pan Roulette collab. This is the shade Fun from BareMinerals. I don't like it. My goal was to use it 20 times, which I think was kind of too big of a goal. Just like all my number goals in that project were 20. And I think this should have been not that. And I want to pair it with Yes Please. This is in my Shop My Stash one of my favorite palettes. I'm surprised, honestly, I only have one pan in it, but honestly, this palette was so weird when I got it because a lot of the pans are overfilled. Like, I've used the shade Buttercake so many times, and it's just, like, completely flush with the pan. Like, it was super, super, I mean, you can kind of see, like, it's, like, on the top of it. I mean, you can see which shades were overfilled. This dark brown shade, this red shade. The pans on this were super inconsistent. Like, a lot of them were overfilled. But I think I want to use this along with this that's in my Project Pan Relic collab. So, to get started, I'm going to prime my lids with my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is plugging away. It's in my main project pan. I did a get ready with me last weekend. I think it went up on Saturday, and my boyfriend was out here playing video games, and I filmed with him while he was playing video games, like on mute. Like, he'll plug his headphones into his like controller, and it's been fine. But for whatever reason in the Get Ready With Me, it was super loud, so I apologize for that. I put way too much. Oh my god, okay. I'm just going to take this Colourpop brush. This is an F12, and then the shade Full Zip, which is just like a cream color. And I'm going to put that all over my lid. I do enjoy setting the lid. That's just my personal preference. I mean, it depends on the color scheme that I am using. For warm tones, I like to do it. If I'm doing like colors like blue and purple, I usually don't set the lid. But for this look, I'm going to. I also want to start working on all of my cream shades because I have too many. I put way too much primer on this eye. Let me see if I can fix that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Mischief, this yellow shade, into the crease, and then I'm going to follow it by Spoiled, so it's like slightly under, so the yellow's peeking through, and then we'll go from there. But I'm just going to like talk about whatever while that's happening. So yeah, like I've been saying, or like I said earlier, I've been really into rewatching Buzzfeed Unsolved. Do you guys like watching Unsolved Mysteries? I enjoy Bailey Sarian so much. She's like the only YouTuber I've ever bought merch from. I just love her merch. I know she just had a pre-sale for some new merch, and I was gonna get the Aqua Tofano one, but I decided against it, and then when I went back to look, it was sold out, so that's okay. Maybe next time. I don't really need to be buying anything right now. I spent a lot the first half of this month. I mean, it's not even like halfway through April, but at the beginning I kind of spent a lot of money. And like, I'm lucky that I have my job and I'm working, but I don't need to keep spending money, so maybe her next merch restock. But yeah, I've just been enjoying watching BuzzFeed Unsolved. I like that they switch between true crime and like ghost kind of adventure things. I've been rewatching pretty much all of them. I kind of skipped the celebrity ones because I just don't know. I just don't care as much. And I also skip the alien ones because I don't like watching those. But I've been rewatching the rest, and I love it. You would think I'm like someone who would be like super into haunted houses, but I am not. The closest thing to like haunted houses you'll get me on are like, I guess I've only done this once, but in Boston when I went, my family did a like ghost and graveyard tour, and it was so much fun. When my boyfriend and I went to Chicago a couple years ago, we wanted to do that, but we also went in March, so there was only like one a week, and we missed that. But we did go on a Chicago true crime tour, which was so much fun. I would highly recommend it. I forget what company ran it, but it was like in like an air-conditioned like bus, and then it was like there were a couple stops, so you like stopped where John Dillinger was shot. You went into this one restaurant bar that like when they were renovating it, I think they found like stuff from the mafia, and I think there was one other stop, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was like outside one of the churches. I forget why. And it was such a cool tour. I would highly recommend it. You like drove past one of the like pharmacies that sold like from the Tylenol arsenic murders or cyanide murders. It was a pretty interesting tour, and I would recommend it if you're into true crime and in Chicago. But yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, you would think I'm like someone who like loves going to haunted houses, but I do not. I just like learning about these things. I don't think I've ever been in an actual haunted house because I've just been like scared. I did when my boyfriend and I first started dating. We went on a haunted hayride, and the only reason why I said yes is because we were just dating and he seemed really excited about it. And so we went on the haunted hayride, and it actually was really fun. They had like the person like driving the hayride tractor thing was like playing like fun music, and you learn really quickly the people who pop out at you on the haunted hayride. They don't like continue to antagonize you because they would like hop up onto the hayride thing that we were on. You learned very fast that if you didn't react to them, they wouldn't bother you. They would bother the girls next to you who were like screaming. So it was actually pretty fun, but yeah, I'm not someone who's super into haunted houses, but I do like watching Buzzfeed Unsolved, Supernatural. So just to recap, which I already said, but I just went in with Mischief on the outside, and then I went into Spoiled on the inner corner and through the crease a little bit. Let me put a little bit more Mischief. I'm really close to hitting pan on that shade too. Just above, just a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet a brush. This is just the Mario Badescu facial spray. This is not good for your skin. So I've just been using it to wet my shadows. I don't know if you should because of like all the fragrance in it, but it doesn't bother my eyes, so I'm like very close to finishing it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pick up some of the BareMinerals shade Fun in the cap, wet the brush, and put it all over the lid. And then this is just a Colourpop E3 brush. And I'm just going to put it all over the lid. These BareMinerals shades, I used to love these. I was a BareMinerals girl when I first got into makeup because my mom really liked it. She would always order it off of QVC, and there was a BareMinerals store at one of the malls by our house. I still like BareMinerals a lot. I think they're a really underrated brand, but just for shadows, I don't prefer it. Like, it's just not a super impactful shimmer. It's more of like a satin. But yeah, that's what we're looking like. Whatever. I'm just trying to get use out of it. Speaking of like ghost tours and things like that, when I went to Chicago before, like I mentioned when we went on I just got shadow on my, when we went on the crime tour, like that trip, we stayed at the Congress Plaza Hotel in the South Loop. And we stayed there because we were originally going to do an Airbnb. We booked an Airbnb and then we changed our minds. We decided we wanted to just do a hotel. And I had stayed there before for a conference with my college student organization, so I knew it was like a good hotel. Wasn't like, I mean, it's not like a super fancy hotel, but it's like super old. And the first time I went, it was like fine. Like we mostly walked everywhere because the conference we were going to was at DePaul University. So we were like right there. We didn't really need to take a taxi anywhere or whatever. So when we went to Chicago, me and my boyfriend, every single like Uber and Lyft driver told us that we were staying at a very haunted hotel. And I was terrified. This was like when we got dropped off from the train station, because I live in Michigan, so we just take the train to Chicago. And so I just remember we took an Uber or a Lyft, whatever, from the train station to our hotel, and the driver was just telling us like, oh yeah, I hear it's really haunted, and every other Uber and Lyft driver after that told us about how haunted it was. And one day we did one of those like hop on, hop off tours, because we were bored, we didn't have any plans for that day, we just did one of those tours. And it was like at the end of the like tour day, it was like 5 p.m. on like a Sunday, I think, and it was like the last round of the tour, so we were going back to our hotel because I picked up like right outside, or like just down the block, I think. And it was like just us on it, and the tour guide was telling us like all of these alleged stories of it. And then when we left Chicago, like on the train, I was like reading all of these like reviews of the hotel and like all of these stories that people say of the hotel, and like everyone kind of has like the same stories, so it like really creeped me out. I remember like the first night we went to Chicago, and you know, the first day we found out that it was like a really haunted hotel. We didn't have any haunted experiences, by the way. That night I woke up with like the most insane headache I've ever had. Like I was in tears sobbing, and I didn't have any Advil or Tylenol on me. My boyfriend was just like, let me take you, or let me go to like CVS or something and get you Advil. And I was like, no, I'm like super scared. Like I don't want to be in the hotel room alone. Yeah, I think I'm usually not someone who sleeps with the TV on, but I think that whole trip we just like left Animal Planet on, because I was terrified. Like I like to learn about it, I like to watch Buzzfeed Unsolved, but I do not want to experience it. On the other hand, you know, through quarantine, we were talking about like, oh, like what's the first vacation you would want to take once you're like able to travel? And my boyfriend are talking about how we want to go to New Orleans, which is hella haunted. And I would love to take like multiple ghost tours there, and I want to go to New Orleans so badly. I think it's only like a two and a half hour flight from here, so it wouldn't be super bad. We were looking at like hotel costs in like October or something, and they weren't very bad at all. So I don't know, I like don't even want to go to New Orleans for like Bourbon Street or whatever. I want to go for like the like haunted history, like the witchy and voodoo history of it. I think it's so cool. I'm not gonna bother to do eyeliner because I'm just gonna film a video after this and then be done. So I'm just gonna grab my mascara and put that on. Okay, I think I just need to do my lips. Project pan, my year-long project pan. This is a Bite Chai. I just want to get this done. I keep saying I'm gonna use it as a blush, and I never do. So. And that is the get ready with me. My hair is a mess. I need to shower. But yeah, this is the get ready with me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking about true crime and stuff like that. Okay. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment if you like, and I'll see you in my next video.